If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed, and y'all shall lead them.
To buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. We are in the midst of a hip-hop night.
Last song of our hip-hop stream.
We are a Christian reaction channel for sure.
We are. That's true.
And we are a metal reaction channel for sure. But today, hip-hop has invaded.
We are a scientific Christian metal channel. I have to have that in there now. We're going to add that. All right, last song on the list is King Lil G. The name of the song is Grow Up. Uh-oh. This will probably be sad. Sad. Ready, babe? King Lil G, Grow Up. I'm going to pull up the lyrics over here. So this is... Okay, so that first... 2 artists ago was King Lil G. So this is the second song tonight by him, which is cool. I like it when we get to hear multiple songs by the same artist because it gives you like a different little idea of who they are because it's right back to back basically. Whoops. Basically. So, here we go.
Hold on, let me just tell them they can go.
The baby is not in bed.
They're still holding him?
Yeah, he's down there with them.
Why are they doing that at 11:30?
I'm assuming it's because nobody wanted to sit up there to make sure he was good. They wanted to all be together.
All right. Here we go, guys. King Lil G, grow up. Let's do it. Let me blow this up a little bit.
Good morning, boys and girls. You over there in that black shirt. What you want to be when you grow up?
My mother worked 2 jobs, gang banging was too raw. 1993, I was bumping some of that Snoop Dogg. Murder was the case, my uncle called a case. My grandmother stressing out, I could feel the pain. Acting older than I was, I should have been acting my age. I had to walk to school, I got recruited to the gang. My mother tried to do her best on minimum wage, but it was hard when I seen the drug dealers in the range. Such a bad example, she didn't even know it. I truly needed my father with me, you need to know it. You need to know it, cause I need someone to be heroic. Someone to motivate me when I wanna be a poet. I truly think that I could be the dopest. Maybe notice, never losing my focus. But you ruined the moment, shit was hard in my apartments. Roaches and old carpets, I'm an enemy target. Mattresses by the garbage. I know it's hard to grow up. I know it's hard to grow up. I know it's time to grow up. I know it's hard to grow up. I know it's hard to grow up, homie. Everybody gotta grow. But it's time to grow up. Everybody gotta grow.
What you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a motherfucking hustler. You better ask somebody.
Yo, I wish my father never met that woman. Broke my family up, you should've fucking left that woman. I was eating cereal, my mama cried asleep. Remember the kisses I gave you on the side of your cheek? I made some promises that I will make accomplishments, and I became a criminal. Please accept my apologies. I'ma get you out of this, show these rappers what time it is. Buy you the car you needed and have somebody to drive you in. My mama held my hand standing at the bus stop, gave me the love I needed in streets covered with gunshots. Stop making excuses and stop going to prison, cause people forget about you when people don't even visit. This is for my young homies thinking there's no way out, throwing your life away living broke, that shit is played out. OGs tell me stories about life in the pen, a dark cell, homies lost doing heroin, 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 heroin. I know it's hard to grow up. I know it's hard to grow up. But it's time to grow up.
I know it's hard to grow up.
I know it's hard to grow up.
I know it's hard to grow up.
But it's time to grow up.
But everybody gotta grow up, grow up, grow up. And if you fall, get back up. And just remember, everybody gotta grow up. And if you fall, get back up. And just remember, everybody gotta grow up, grow up, grow up. Everybody gotta grow up. Everybody gotta grow up.
Believe me, homie, you can make it. Believe me, homie, you can make it.
Ooh, I liked her singing at the end. This is a good one.
Man.
Okay, listen, I have to admit, this time I listened to some of the lyrics, and then some of the time I just let the lyrics go just to feel it. And I enjoyed the beat. But it was a sad story. The dad got with this woman that ended up breaking up their whole family. That's sad. But when he said, "Remember the kisses I gave you on the side of your cheek," I was like, "Oh."
That was to his
mama,
mom.
to his mama
When she was crying. She was crying herself to sleep,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
That shit is.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. You never want to put your sons in a situation where they have to protect their mother from their father. Oh, that's.
But that's why I
terrible.
said, like, I never had that kind of father wound type thing, because my older brother, he did that role too. So when my mom and my stepdad were getting into it, no disrespect to Mr. Man, but when they were getting into it, like, my brother was in the middle of that shit, my older brother. And, Junior was as skinny as a rail, man. Like, he was, he took his little broom, and Mr. Man was looking like, "What are you going to do to me, Junior? You going to do something to me? Look at that. And Junior was like, "Take another step. We'll do it." I was like, "Yo." And, at the time, I was, like, out. I was, like, razor size, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had nothing, and I didn't know what was going. I didn't really know what was going on. And my older brother, like, yeah, there was a lot of.
As if you remember all that.
Listen, man, my brother. Let me say it this way: there were members of my family that concocted a plan, lied about another member of my family, and got him locked up. Like, no bullshit. Like, it was like to that degree. That's how far. Like, shit went growing up. So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. That's an archetype actually in the hood of the son who goes and fixes everything. That's an archetype.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you listen to Pac's song "Dear Mama," he's like, I hope you got the diamond necklace that I sent you. I love paying all your rent when the rent's due.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's talking about drug dealing.
Yeah.
So that was the mentality. So in the 80s and all that, you had mass incarceration of black families. Black families break up, and so now you had this gap, and a lot of times the son
had to
would
take up the mantle,
would come in and take up
basically,
that mantle, and the way to do that was to sell drugs.
Wow.
So Jay, Big, all these guys, like, that's all they're talking about. Now in this situation, this has nothing to do with mass incarceration. This was, you saw a girl with a fat ass and then you're going to leave your family behind. And that was, I remember, like,
I remember seeing my mom cry over my stepdad. They could never figure it out. She didn't do it a lot, but I would hear her in the room crying, hurt. And it was, I mean, there was physical stuff happening, but she was just hurt.
That's unnerving as a kid to hear that too.
Well, my mom was such a strong personality. She was so strong. You couldn't tell her anything. My mom was, But yeah, like hearing her cry, I just remember being like, yo, I'm not going to do that. I'm never going to be in that. It's one of the things that like kept me in, probably people say I was probably 4 or 5 years too long, but it was one of the things that kept me in that relationship.
Yeah.
It's because I married her, I committed to her, and so like I was never going to leave. And, so
I mean,
yeah,
that relationship was, it came to its ending point, but you still make sure she's good.
That shit was done for years before it was actually done,
I'm just saying, because like I know you like to see something to its completion, and I know that wasn't, but at the same time, you still making sure she's good. You always have, even when stuff was like really difficult, you made sure she was good.
Yeah. No, yeah, and that she's always going to be in our lives, and that's, whatever. Mm-hmm. But it was just one of the things that made it difficult. I opened the mailbox and divorce papers are actually like finally there. It's like, fuck, man, like, I could just never figure this shit out. You know what I'm saying? I could just never figure it out with her. And it was weird because I was spending so much time like trying not to be like my stepdad. Like I didn't realize that I was actually in my mom's situation. You see what I'm saying? So my mom was always hoping, okay, this time he's gonna change, and now you'd hear all this stuff, and they'd be together, like they were like the couple when they were getting along. So there was just a lot of like, but yeah, like. I'm happy where we all are, like, as far as, I mean, me personally, I believe that whole situation, that relationship took my mother's life. I really believe that. And I don't blame him. I don't hate him. Like, I love the dude. I'm happy that he's happy and he's going around still doing his thing. And every time I talk about him, it's with real and genuine affection. Mm-hmm. People change, people grow, and he wasn't it, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He's a different person now, and so that's what but yeah, those things are tough. And that's one of the reasons why, like, I was never, ever, ever going to leave my kids without a father, dude. Like, that was never going to happen. So, like, when she was saying all that and all that shit, I'm like, yo, like, there was no discussion. There's no debate. There's no nothing. I remember like calling the lawyer when she sent me the papers, and he's like, "All right, how much you trying to get? Like for child support?" I'm like, I don't think that's gonna be necessary. He's like, "She's gonna ask for child support." I said, No, I have the kids. He said, "You have the kids?" I'm like, Yeah, I got the kids. Like that's like our family. Like we don't fuck around with. I mean, like generationally, like we don't fuck around. I was like, no, I got all the kids. He's like, well, how much? Like, what's the split? I'm like, I have them full time. He's like, okay, so we're going to sue for child support. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. He's like, what? I was like, I'm not doing that. Just get us through the divorce or whatever. He hung up on me. He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it.
Yeah, he was probably so he probably didn't want that on his record.
He's like,
yeah, it made no sense because you're like an anomaly.
So we got our shit done. We did it without the court and whatever. It's hilarious. I mean, she's downstairs right now.
I know.
She's downstairs right now with the kids. You know what I'm saying?
She's like, can I start some laundry? I'm like, sure.
I gotta tell you though, I asked a lot out of you. And I know that. So, thank you. But yeah, it was tough.
Yeah, I mean, It was. It was. But I kept thinking, I knew you were trying to do what was best for the kids. I wanted what was best for the kids. I wanted what was going to bring you the least amount of stress. So I didn't always do good. On the times that I did do good, yeah. But it's better for the kids. Today was the first time that they were like, is it ever weird when you're talking to our mother? Because as they're getting older, you know what I mean? And then some crash happened, and so the conversation just moved on. But I mean, they've gone all this time without even thinking that could be weird. So yeah, it's cool. It's good if you can do that for the kids, and I think everybody should, to the absolute best that you can, like try to make stuff work out so that way the kids feel less of the impact of.
It's not really mind-boggling to me because I understand, like, homeboy, like he has if you come from a divorced household, you kind of have, if you're thoughtful, you can see
how that is
the pitfalls and the we're at war, so then the kids are gonna get some of the shrapnel, and so I think because of that I've been able to make different decisions than homeboy, and I don't have any ill feelings about that issue either relative to that. I understand where he's coming from. He's never experienced that before, so he's just gonna go out and do and say a bunch of dumb shit that I'm sure he regrets already. You know what I'm saying? So we're all out here trying to make it. It's a good song, though. It was real. I'm very surprised. These are two songs where the dad just went off with some girl.
Well, no, remember, two of them were the same guy, right? So
the song before was
it was the one
guy,
right before,
and the dad had went off MC Sinatra.
Okay,
and then in this situation, same thing happened. She's incredible to me. It's unbelievable.
Sad.
Like, I don't understand how you could do that to a person that you love in general, but you got kids now. You're gonna do that shit. That shit is crazy to me, bro. That people are like that. That's just unbelievable that people would do something like that, and that's why like some people on the channel, like I love everybody knows I love everybody, but like that's why me and Dan have had that kind of because when you're going through the particular situation that me and him were going through, you feel like you're by yourself. And I mean, in reality, I'm not going to get in all particulars of mine or his situation, but in reality, it was kind of like that. I mean, literally, it took me to find somebody from fucking Australia, New Zealand, whatever the hell he's from.
Right.
To find somebody that could really, truly, like, sit down and have that, like, I'm not saying I'm not friends with other people. I'm just talking about, like, the specific kinds of struggles.
Right.
I just think that's, I think, I just think that that's important. Because
I definitely think I agree. I think it's important.
It's one of the things that kind of stabilized the ship for me a little bit.
I bet.
And
I bet it helped him too, because I mean, that's the situation is so friggin' unique.
I would be in church and I'd be like praying, like, "Yo, send me somebody that knows what the fuck is going on, because I have no idea how to fix this problem." But he knew, well, the problem's not going to get fixed the way that you think it is, and so what you're gonna need is Dan later. So literally, like, it came out like 12, 15 years after I prayed for his ring. Like, you find God kind of puts those people around you. You know what I'm saying? When you need it.
Yep.
Not when you think you need it, but when he knows you will. You know? So.
It's true.
It was tough. It was tough going through that, because I was going through that shit in my 20s. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Look at this, Luminous Night. Did your faith carry you through those times or develop as a result of them?
I would say that it's a both and situation. I'll say that my faith gave me the longevity to do that for 15 years, because, like, people don't know the situation, but it was literally just 15 years of every single day, It was difficult. It was difficult. Like, when sometimes I'll just think about it as, like, your mind wanders off or whatever. And it's like a nightmare. Like,
that's literally when you said that, and I was like, whoa, that's exactly what I was picturing.
Yeah, some of the shit that
And I don't even know all
that I
of it.
think about, like, or we'll be watching like some true crime shit, and I'm like,
oh my God.
I won't say anything because I want you and her to have a good relationship, and you're pretty protective of. You're the first like female in my life since New York that has that kind of energy. Like, you go out there and do some work. But yeah. Definitely Jesus brought me through a lot of it. And you know, I'm talking about this as if it's one-sided, but it's not one-sided. You guys have seen me for like years. Like, you guys know, oh, Vin gets in a certain mood. You're like, you know what I'm saying? So it's not, it's ridiculous. Like, I'm sure she has her own story and she gets, you know, whatever too. I mean, we kind of, because we did like a little post-mortem, and we kind of have the same view eventually after a while about like what ended up happening or whatever. But yeah, definitely, like, it was my faith in Christ that kept me going like year after year after year after year. And how it developed, you know, after all the carnage happened and the explosion happened and debris and everything like that, and I see where everything is going now. I think the biggest alteration was I stopped judging the moral value of these major events, and I transitioned more to try to like understand why those events happened, why I did what I did, why she did what she did, why the surrounding audience, why they were with her the way they were, and vice versa. And so I think I'm becoming a more understanding person in the literal sense. Like, I'm seeking more to understand why, which also, you know, is why I'm like, oh, you have friends that betray you and blah, blah, blah. It's like all these thought processes are things that I had to think through myself, and looking at your own weaknesses and my inability to make something like that work. It made me a lot more gracious and understanding with myself, I think. And it you know. Oh. And the other thing that was really crazy to me, there were so many wars happening during that whole period of time. And one of the biggest lessons I learned is that God can be on both teams, or all 3 teams, or all 15 teams, and be 100% for the person who's in pain, mm-hmm. even if those people are against each other. Mm-hmm. And that to me was mind-boggling.
Yep.
I knew he was with me. I knew he knew my pain. I knew he was sympathizing with my pain. And I knew when people were being unfair to me, he's like, man, fuck those people. I knew that. I also knew that the people that were being unfair and saying all types of shit and sometimes outright lying on Facebook, I also knew that he loved them and that he was in their corner, and they were saying that fucking Vincent